Calypso is here, Battling Bombshells, all-women's wrestling show, all-female, here in Hollywood, Florida, South Florida. Calypso, you're from this area, you've been trained here, working here. What are your thoughts of the idea of having an all-women's wrestling show where there actually are women who are wrestling?
I think it's about time. It's been a long time coming. It's been sorely missed and desperately needed. Because in South Florida, there's maybe 3 females who wrestle, and now they're importing women, and they're putting on an excellent show because they bring talent from all over the country. And these girls, they're good. They're really good, and it's a pleasure to be in the locker room with that many women. It's quite a contrast to being accustomed to being in a locker room with a bunch of smelly, sweaty men. So, you know.
What can make this take off? What's going to make this successful? Fans are geared toward the men's show with one women's match,
right.
But here we have something where it's all women and maybe one men's match.
Perseverance. People have to get accustomed to the idea that women can actually hold a show together and be successful at it. I mean, we are. This is like the 3rd or 4th show they're doing. So if it was horrible, we wouldn't be on number 3 or 4. But we have to keep at it. You know, wrestling has been a male-dominated sport forever, from the time it's been conceived. And the concept of women putting on a show, with maybe some guys thrown in here and there, is a new idea, is a new concept. But I think that we have what it takes to put on a good show. And if we keep doing it, you know, it's going to get recognized just like everybody else. And I look forward to the day when a wrestling show means that anybody can work, not just men.
What do you enjoy about doing this? This is something we talked about earlier that you it just fell into accidentally. But when you're in the ring, I've seen you wrestle several times. It just seems like you enjoy being in that ring. What do you like about it?
It's fun. It's fun. I get to hang out with my friends and do something that I enjoy doing. I love the way that wrestling or watching wrestling made me feel as a fan. And if I can give that back to people who, you know, like you said, they pay their money to come here. And if they get that feeling that, you know, this is larger than life and it's so amazing, I'll take any part of that. I'll take any part of that.
Battling Bombshells, what I noticed too, has a lot of different types of women's wrestlers, a lot of styles, a lot of shapes and sizes. What do you think about that? Because sometimes when you watch women's wrestling, you might see the same type of person on, at least what we see on TV. I know there are
cutter.
Yeah, exactly.
Long blonde hair, big tits, you know, so excuse my French, but it is what it is. It's eye candy. But that's not realistic. That's not what real people look like. And it's nice that they can include everybody. I mean, I never thought that I would be a woman's wrestler. You know, I don't wear size -0 or -2 or size 5. You know, I don't have long blonde hair. Well, these are real. But it's good to see that if you're capable of doing it, you have a showcase to be able to do it. And that's what makes it different. That's what makes it better. Because it's not an unattainable thing. You know, women on TV, they're all basically the same. And I live in the real world. There ain't too many people walking around that look like Trish Stratus. I've seen Trish Stratus. She is a beautiful woman. Unbelievably beautiful. And that's the thing. Normal people aren't like that. And I've had people come up to me, bigger women, say, "Oh my God, it's so good to see you in the ring." Because they're not accustomed to seeing, they don't get that on television. But here is all about realism. We have the whole rainbow spectrum. We have a new girl. I had to ask her, I was like, "What are you?" And she didn't know what I meant. I was like, "No, you're not black, you're not white." And she prattled off literally about 8 different things, ranging from American Indian to German. So she has all these different ethnicities in her, you know, and it's amazing. She's a pretty girl. But when you see her, you'll know you can't figure out what she is. And that's what it's about. She's real. That's what life is. It's not all blue hair, blonde, you know, blue-eyed, blonde hair. I mean, there's all kinds of women in the world. Not everybody has to look like the girls on television.
Talking about Battling Bombshells and the different types, different shapes, sizes, looks. do you think that the fans will start taking to that and see, hey, not only you have all these different types, but they wrestle. They can wrestle.
They already have. We have a lot of loyal fans that I've come to know from regular wrestling shows that they was, when are you wrestling? When are you wrestling? They want to see me wrestle. And any show I go to, if they're there, they're like, are you going to wrestle tonight? Are you going to wrestle tonight? And 9 times out of 10, I have to tell them no. But here, they know I'm going to wrestle. You know, I have a lot of people who came just because they know this is Battling Bombshells. It's not a regular wrestling show where you have everybody. And you have people who you've probably never seen before, but you know that, you know, they're female wrestlers. It's not just eye candy. I mean, most of them are pretty, but, you know, they actually can do this. And it's good. It's good to get that out there.
Calypso, thank you. And I also want to say, former UM student, college graduate, graduated from FIU. I think that's important, and just keep doing what you're doing.
I'm going to try.